Yo guys, what is up? It's Teacher's Game 2 coming at you again with another video here, and I am here right now to show you my Dino a Day review series. You can see I've got a ton of gachas behind me, and we're going to go ahead and talk about what they're capable of, what they can do, basic stuff like that. Now I know a lot of you know what gachas are, however they've got some unique little features that a lot of people forget about that make them really great for early game, and even better for late game. Now, first and foremost, if you don't mind, if you haven't smashed that like button already, or at least subbed, you should check out my channel for sure, because I got some cool content I'm trying to pump out for you guys. Always take feedback. If you're not liking the videos, make sure you tell me. But if you want to put on that notifications too, that'd be awesome. But anyways, other than that, let's continue to the gacha. So, first noticeable thing. You'll notice right now, these guys are close to each other. That is the biggest mistake people make with gachas. When they are too close, I believe it's about, give or take, 12 foundations apart, their ears go down and they get a sad face because they don't like, they're kind of introverts, they don't like being near people. As a matter of fact, they really hate being near each other. Shocking news, I know. But if they're far enough apart, this guy right here is an example. Their ears go up and they smile, which is really cute, first off, because he kind of just like says, "Hey, what's up, my dude? How are you?" Now, all that's great. This is a 150 perfect tame. Stats are actually reasonable. Some pretty good stats on these guys. Just to show you, let's go ahead and crank his health a little bit, which can go up very high, very fast. You can get these guys pretty good on their health. Their weight goes up pretty well, which is something you usually want to level in these guys. Almost exclusively, almost. And then crafting skill, once you get to 140%, it does not matter anymore. So make 140% your max, because that's the point where you cannot get more resources. So that's your call or not. Now weight. I usually level weight a good amount on these guys, because the more they can carry, the less you have to constantly feed them. But, you know, to each their own. So, what is the point of these guys? So, early game, you can see this guy is, well, he's pretty good. Now, he is capable of gathering literally everything. Look at that swipe. He gathers a bunch of fiber. Now, not as good as the Therizinosaurus, obviously, or the bear. But he gathers things pretty well. Now, again, he gathers stone. He gathers flint. He gathers fiber. And wait for it. Well, maybe not, because we have to go find some trees. Wow, this is going to be a long run. This is like the Baywatch run. There we go. Now we've got the Baywatch mode, and me like creepily being carried underneath. Oh well. So on the way there, let's go and show you. Gets a pretty good amount of stuff. He's actually got the ability to gather a ton of resources. So that's why I'm showing you this right now. A lot of people totally forget about this. Now, let's hit a tree. There. Just so you can see, this is 1 times, so he's getting a bunch of resources. Early game, if you have just a bunch of random things that you need to go get, taking a gacha out is not necessarily a bad idea, because they can gather a ton of basic stuff for you. And I've only been out for a little bit here, and obviously he does not gather berries, so, you know, get that out of your head. But, you can see, basic resources, not that bad. I've already got 106 wood, a couple hundred stone, flint, fiber, thatch. Not that I really need any of this right now. I'm just trying to show you. He's got 2 attacks. One is his like ground pound slam that does like a mini AoE, and the other is his swipe attack, which does a very large AoE. And he does gather quite a bit of resources. Now, I've got a dead creature over here, so I wanted to show you what he's capable of doing in regards to that, too. So let's go ahead and head over here. So this is why he's so good early game, by the way, because, no, he's not the best at gathering things, but he can literally gather all of the stuff. Even hide and raw meat, pretty good at gathering it. Not too bad. And while you're gathering this stuff, you can literally, if you don't need it, just leave it on him, and he'll automatically produce. I think he's out of range. Yes, he's out of range. And what'll happen is when he starts to produce, he'll eat whatever's in his inventory. He'll pop himself a squat. And I did not want to activate that. Turn off. Helmet. 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 Thank you. Perfect. So, anyways, he will auto-activate his eating process. I believe this is a female. Perfect. Let's go grab a male out of the stack. Are you a male? You are not. You are a female. Are you a male? No, you're a female. Female. What the heck? Alright, let's go ahead and bring him over here. So, now we're going to show you the next most important part for these guys. Because, yes, it's good to gather resources early game, but what you want to be able to do with them, obviously, is you want to be able to actually use their special ability. Now, their special ability, yep, they're out of range. As long as they are in a mating pair, and they have something in their inventory, like this, what they will do is they will eat it and produce you things, which is amazing. So production. You can see this guy can produce any of these resources. Now I'll show you what that means in a second when it actually goes down. But they can be anything from a lot of different areas. Now, obsidian, silk, clay, flint, all that stuff. Now, the rarest resource by far, and the most uncommon for them to have, is actually element dust. Now, that's why these things are so useful late game, because they will produce per crystal, give or take, about 180 element dust, which is insane, because they can produce, how do I want to say this? I'd say 50 crystals every 30 minutes each. So you can get a ton of element if you build like a superstructure with these things. I do have a couple of videos with that kind of stuff, just so you know. If you want to check those out, you're more than welcome to. I don't know why they're not eating right now. Can you eat, please? No? Whatever, fine. Do I have to like leave your render range in order for you to start eating? You turds. So let's see if I can leave their render range and make them eat. Is that far enough? Nope, not far enough. We'll go up this hill. And that should be far enough. Nope. Man, I got a long render range on right now. So, I think that's probably far enough. Yeah, that's far enough. So I left their render range. Let's see if they start eating their crystals. Eating their stuff to make the crystals for me. I love tech suits. They're my favorite. Okay, why am I... There, walk. So they haven't produced any crystals yet. I have no idea why. But basically they poop out crystals, which is amazing. Now, I'll just go ahead and show you the other inventories of these guys. They are sad right now, unfortunately. But any crystallized sap counts as gems, so red gems, oil, crystal, a lot of really valuable resources. Production, silica pearls if you don't like going on silica pearls runs, even metal, production, sap, oil. They can produce things that are a real pain in the butt to go get, especially alone. Metal even, I mean, we talked about that already though, but you know, green gems, all this kind of stuff. They can produce all of it, which is pretty nice. Sap, I think this is probably my favorite, so you don't have to go get red gems because red crystallized sap kind of, oop, here we go. See, that's how they sit and eat. And you see the crystal growing on its back. Now, a lot of people are like, wait, you just told us they don't produce. They do. Now, they will sit and produce things if they're nearby. However, it's at a reduced rate by like 20% or something stupid low. So you want to make sure they're 14 apart. Now, you'll see he just ate 20 of his things, which is not bad because that's a pretty reasonable thing to expect because they give you a bunch of good resources. Now, things that I would feed gachas, it's entirely up to you. If you take an iguanodon and then, for lack of a better word, get a whole bunch of berries, put them in their inventory, and then turn them into seeds, which turns them into a load of seeds. It doesn't weigh very much. And your gacha will eat them over a long period of time, producing you a ton of crystals. That's one way to do it. Another way, if you're playing like an S Plus mod or on MTS or something along those lines, if you stack a whole bunch of plant species Y, plant species Y work really well because they count as traps, which is more than one resource. And you can load these guys up with plant species Y, and they will produce very quickly. Now, the last thing, if you add into their inventory snow owl pellets, they will produce much faster. and it increases the speed in which they can actually produce things, and it also increases the loot that you get out of them, because it's kind of like their catalyst, if you want to call it that. So, gachas produce a crazy amount of awesome stuff. They are great tames. I've actually never tried it, but I figured, they have stone backs. I wonder if they'd be good at soaking. I think I'm going to do a soaking series, and I'm going to test the gacha because I am curious. With a stone back and a saddle on, if you were to, back up like this, I feel like they might be somewhat good at soaking, but I'm not entirely sure. Especially because you could be protected in, this, little bottom section right here. I don't know how well you'd be protected, but I feel like it's possible that you could be protected, especially if the gacha's looking down. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things we'll check in the future. Alright, well anyways, this is Teacher's Game 2 with my gacha on the Dino A Day review series. Ow.